Yes, villagers. Today is Cinco de Mayo, so happy Cinco de Mayo Day to you. Today we're going to be talking about 4 reasons why black people don't do therapy. Now this doesn't just apply to black people, it applies to other cultures as well. So if you want to find out what those reasons are, you are in the right place. If you're new to this channel, welcome to our village. If you're a returning villager, welcome as well. So let's get into it. Welcome to Garden of the Mind, where we reduce stress, improve our health and fitness, and improve our financial IQ every episode. Before I start this video, I have to give a quick disclaimer. I am not the voice of all black people, nor am I trying to be. The reasons that are identified in this video are just reasons that I've come across that might explain some of the reasons that black people are not doing therapy. Now, these reasons don't apply just to black people. Some of them also apply to other people of color as well. Reason number 1, social stigma. For whatever reason, counseling or therapy is not considered cool. It's not something that black people identify with them doing. Counseling and therapy are usually identified more with a Western type of culture, and as a result, some people feel that they don't want to engage in this type of therapy because they don't feel like it is one that has them in mind. I also think on a subconscious level, people think that therapy is supposed to tell you what's wrong with you, and historically, black people have been malaligned with negative stereotypes which don't necessarily represent black people. So when a person goes to therapy, they think that there's probably going to be more blame, more negative stereotypes and attributes attached to the therapy session that they're seeking. Reason number 2, psychologically, it can be an admission of weakness. African American history is one that is deeply rooted in strength and triumph. Our ancestors were stolen from Africa, brought to this country, beaten into submission, horrible atrocities committed against us, generation after generation, and we are still yet triumphant. We are still here. So given that rich history, people believe that our ancestors have dealt with far more than what it is that I'm dealing with at this point in time. And if they didn't go to counseling, then I don't need to go to therapy either. That would almost seem as if I didn't have the same gumption and the same level of intestinal fortitude and anything else that's necessary for me to triumph over my situation. If they were able to do more with less, then I should be able to do that as well. So if I can't handle my problems, then I'm not going to therapy because they didn't go to therapy. Reason number 3, we compare pathology by other people that we know who are close to us. Okay, in English. I used to live in NYCHA housing. Now, in the particular building that I lived in, there were 21 floors, and each person compared how well they did based on different people who lived in that building. So if you had money, then there was always someone in that building who had more money. There was also some people who had less money. So you began to judge your sense of normality by who lived in the building. Now, they would also do that same thing if someone identified them as benefiting from counseling. They would say, well, no, I'm not that bad. What about John on the 18th floor? He needs counseling. Now, whether that's the case or not, we can't look to someone else to identify what we need as individuals. If we need and can benefit from counseling, then that is exactly what it is that we need. Whatever someone else needs is exactly what someone else needs. Now, this is not like the joke with the 2 guys inside the woods, and one turns to the first one and says, "Can you outrun a bear?" And the other person turns to the first person and says, "I don't have to outrun a bear. I just have to outrun you." This is not that situation. We're not talking about who is worse off than someone else. Each of us has individual needs, and if there is a need in us, then we need to find ways to satisfy that need in us. And if someone else has a similar need, then they need also to satisfy that need in themselves. We can't say if the therapist is here to get someone, he should go and pick John on the 18th floor because he needs it more. No, each one of us has our own different thresholds for pain and trauma, and we have to recognize those things within ourselves, and we need to seek the assistance that is necessary for us to overcome. Reason number 4, spirituality. In some cultures and some religions, they look at people who have mental illness and believe that they are suffering from mental illness because they are somehow cursed or something was done to them. I've heard people say that someone put roots on this person, and this is the reason why they are behaving the way that they are. Even within Christianity, sometimes they say that there's nothing wrong with this person. They have a bad spirit that has occupied their body. Now, I am no expert in whether spirits occupy bodies or whatever the case may be. One thing that I can say is there are some times where we are talking about mental illness. And if we are talking about mental illness, I think it's safe to say that we should start with a mental health practitioner to see exactly what is going on and see if they have any expertise in this particular area. Whatever the case may be, I believe that the expert in whatever area should be the one to make the determination. But too often we allow our friend to make the determination, or we ask someone who has no expertise in this particular discipline whether they think another person can benefit from therapy or any other person that might benefit from the services in question. Therapy is a tool to help us unlock some of the psychological reasons that may have us repeating certain behaviors that we don't seem to be able to stop on our own, or that are interrupting the quality of our lives in such a way that we need some additional assistance. If you like this video, please give it the thumbs up. If you like this channel, please subscribe. If you want to know when I post, which is Wednesday, please click on that notification bell so you get that ding on your phone and you know that a new video is waiting for you. And remember, thoughts are actions, words have power, and actions have consequences. I'll see you next Wednesday. I'll see you then.